Hello everyone, GoldenHawk here from House of Life and Ancient Powers. There's been some changes in the group over the last couple days. We're set up aligning for the eclipse actually, and I'll go over that in a little while. I want to talk a little bit about the eclipse energy. I posted some really good links. Rick Levine is an excellent astrologer, and if you actually listen to the information for the entire month, you're going to get interweaving pieces from the last actually couple of years and some of the big waves of energy that we're going through. This eclipse actually has an alignment that is connected to the last total eclipse that we had a couple of years ago, but it's in a different position because of its position in Cancer. I have a slightly different view on Cancer than a lot of people do because I see Cancer as being more oceanic and not quite so soft all the time. And the ocean's not real happy right now. I also see where a Cancer comes guarded at all times. Its spine is not on the inside of it, but on the outside of it. And Cancer carries its home wherever it goes. It makes home wherever it goes. It's at home like the moon. It moves through every sign like the moon. And it's a tropic. Capricorn is also a tropic. And what's going to be happening with this particular eclipse is we're going to be brought into some really deep darkness. The energy from this has been happening for the last couple of weeks, and a lot of dark pieces inside of ourselves has been being revealed. The darkness is important for rest. It's also important to find what may perhaps be hidden within us. And these pieces are coming out because we're moving into a huge shift in 2020 that's going to have to do with Pluto and the dissolution of a lot of old structures, and where we're going to be coming forward and really connecting ourselves with new structures or ancient structures that we are giving a place to live within us again. So as we move forward through the next two major weeks of major energy influences, and then hit again on the 16th with the lunar piece, which is going to give us the feelings in Capricorn in the other tropic, we are going to be coming to more of an understanding of what we understand is needed and necessary for us to feel our rewards from Jupiter. And there's a lot of release happening through this because we will be laying down a great deal of burden and coming forth and making statements and truths, even if they're just to ourselves. But most likely, because of the Mercury influences, there's going to be a lot of discussion on this. And with this particular aspect, there is going to be past life and reincarnational information coming forward. With the past life piece, my personal awareness and understanding on this is each incarnation is different. So our energy may have been in a multitude of incarnations throughout time and space. It's a pretty broad stroke. But we bring different connections with the genetics we connect with in the body in every incarnation. So your connection with the family lineage that you chose to incarnate in is very important. I have a system where we step outside of karma and actually become creators in our own life, but we're aware of the system of karma inside the matrix.
And this eclipse is going to see us stepping a little further out of that and actually looking at what we no longer want to be involved in karmically, and maybe a little bit more of how we actually are connected, because so many people don't see the connections. We've been taught to look at things through very specified lenses and to not bring the lenses of our energy fields in, and to not see things from multiple perspectives. And it's time that we do that. I have spent the last month posting a massive amount of things for awareness, and that will be shifting out. The purpose with that was partially the eclipse and the movement that we are making in House of Life, because we are about ready to launch an actual academy where the courses are going to be available pretty much 24/7, and workshop dates are going to be put up. We will be bringing an astrologer on board. I'm not sure when. Until then, I hope that most of you will watch Rick Levine's monthly forecast. Once we do bring the astrologer on, I can tell you that the simple astrology is going to be available. The secondary astrology I intend to bring in esoteric and shamanic. And so for a good basic piece for what's hitting us personally, hitting the world, Rick Levine is one of my top people for that. In Eastern astrology, I prefer Prashant Trivedi. He's a little bit harder to find and follow, but his books are out and they're real good. Very easy to follow for the Eastern tradition, which the Jyotish, and understanding a little bit of that is usually a pretty good idea. The Mercury retrograde piece is going to be going over a lot of old stuff that we're dropping. So as you find yourself no longer wanting to talk about something that has never worked and finding a new perspective and a different take on it, that's going to be a big piece that's going to happen. Now, the eclipse energy are going to, as I said, be really heavy for the next 2 to 4 weeks for the solar. 2 weeks from now, we're going to interweave with the lunar energies. And this is going to be going forward until the next eclipse cycle. Right after that eclipse cycle, January, we have two very prophetic alignments so far as the awakening on the planet and the amount of energy that's going to be going out, what people call downloads, and the awakening pieces that happen when the solar flares are coming out are going to be really heavy. I have not been speaking to you all on a weekly basis due to things that had happened with my operating system there for a while, and then I got very involved in getting the academy pulled together. A little bit on House of Life. I have 5 other teachers that are going to be coming in, 5 priestesses who are going to be offering specific courses. We're also going to be offering some free information and free interactives weekly. I want to make sure that information gets out and that people have a place to go to interact, ask questions, and to learn how to handle some of the pieces that are coming down. This last week, Kim Watts joined us, and she is the Lady of the Shining Waters coming in. She's going to be doing courses on supplements and keeping ourselves aligned and functioning through detox while strengthening our entire systems. The mineral systems are extremely important inside the body, and as well as the glandular systems, in keeping this going and going through healing crisis after healing crises not the funnest way to deal with it, and we're going to have that piece coming in next. We hope to see the website with the Academy interlaced into it coming in within the next 2 weeks, in time for You Got It, the other eclipse. I wish you all blessings. Understand, Cancers and Capricorns out there, and Geminis. There's pieces in Geminis, people with heavy Venus energy. This is going to be a very, very intense situation, an intense time. And some of you may see an end, basically almost to the world as you know it, because you're going to know differently. Your perception is going to be changed drastically. Be aware, be prepared, and treat yourself well during this time. Blessings to all of you as we go forward.